Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Bix Weir, road2road.com. It is Sunday, the 17th of November. We started Friday giving away the Ruda Victory coin. If you guys want to get your hands on one, we're giving them away with private road subscriptions and renewals. These are coins with two front sides. So the Ruda Lives coin and the original Ruda coin. On each side. So it's 1 ounce of 999 silver. Go check it out, road2road.com. Click on subscribe today, and then you'll get more info to be on the private road. You're going to get inside information as much as I can get. Right now, what's going on is the same shit that's been going on since the early 1970s with the invention of computer trading, computer rigging. The COMEX in its current form, futures and options, sets the price of silver. Everybody knows it. Everybody kind of is tired of it, at least if you're a silver investor. Silver investors are a huge minority on the planet. 99.9% of the population wants the price of silver to stay low. That's why it is allowed to stay low. Why does 99.9% of the population want their prices to stay low? Because they want to buy cheap cell phones. They want to buy cheap electric cars. They want to buy cheap flat screen TVs and have cheap solar panels to save the world. But it comes at a price. The longer you suppress a price of anything, the more physical applications will be developed because it's so cheap. You know, if silver was trading at $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 an ounce, we wouldn't have all these solar panels being made. We'd probably still have electric cars, but we wouldn't have real cheap flat screen TVs. The world is going to be affected by free market trading, but at the same time, you will have free market trading. You won't feel so, the United States is so vulnerable. Everything in our system is vulnerable to the takedown of the global unbacked fiat monetary system. And it's so easy for people like Vladimir Putin, Xi of China, or even India to buy the remaining ounces of silver and destroy the entire system. So they keep the banks short massive amounts. They were able. So over the last reporting week, this is the Commitment of Traders report from the CFTC, who apparently doesn't know how to do their job. So this is for the week of, it ended on Tuesday night of last week, and it started on Wednesday morning. So you go from Wednesday, where silver was $32.70, down to Tuesday night. So we see they were right in here from $32.70 to $30.80. That was a pretty big drop, right? A couple bucks. I mean, in the larger scheme of things, it's not that big a deal, but it was a massive deal for the commercial short. This handful of traders who are massively short, they were able to cover 41 million ounces of net silver shorts. 41 million ounces. Most of it came out of the swap short, which was, looks like about 32 million ounces of those. And then who was giving it up? The managed money. The tech trader longs gave up 35 million ounces right here. It's the same game. They are both sides of the coin as well. I would like to point out, probably you got guys like BlackRock on the managed money side. It's a game. Silver hasn't been freely traded in 170 years. That is why we are so susceptible to the destruction of the entire monetary system, because free markets aren't allowed to happen in the United States of America. Hopefully that will change. I think it's going to change very fast. I think we're running out of silver. Let me give you a couple pointers. For example, here's the head of Metals Focus talking about, this is back when the Metals Focus gave us their prognostication of what amount of silver was used in 2023 last year. I'm bringing this up because they're probably Monday or Tuesday going to publish their update at the Silver Institute. And those are the two people who get to decide, how much, what supply and demand is. It's got nothing to do with the reality, but they get to decide. Listen to what he has to say about 2023.
But there's no doubt about it that all of us, if you look at the last year's silver survey, we were talking for the global market that we could reach maybe 300 gigawatts for 2023. Instead, as you saw from my previous chart, we finished with about 444. Really quite dramatic. And then to finish up on my last chart for the PV market. So this is where really, again, we're you know, the team is out there meeting these companies, but we're very grateful and fairly reliant of our head of PV in Taiwan. He comes from his...
So this was the song and dance they gave me. When I said, hey, in 2023, the solar market increased installations by 76%. How are you guys, and they had more TOPCon, which uses more silver. How are you guys going to spin it such that it doesn't shock the world? He says, well, we don't only look at what was installed because they can't change that. They can't lie about that. They say, we have guys on the ground who know what's going on. That's who we rely on. That just means they make the shit up, truthfully. So if PV went up, as per this slide that he's talking about, 76% right here. You can't make it up. And look at TOPCon is the green one. That uses about 50% more silver. So theoretically, you should have had 76%. There's a little thrifting. It's like 5%. Not that big, trust me. But it should have gone up at least 76%. And clearly with more TOPCon, it should have gone up more than that, right? So I ran the numbers. I was saying, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. We could see 100% increase in the amount of silver used. And what they did was, I believe, illegal. They changed historical numbers so it didn't look that bad. So they changed this number, 118 from 2022 in solar, and it was a completely different number. They changed it from right here. They had 140. They moved it to 118. So the percentage looks better of what they actually did. It is that's pure fraud. Absolutely pure fraud. I don't know how else to explain what they did. So I was coming up, if you just ran the 76%, which is this is all photovoltaic, by the way. They should have come up with 387 million ounces used in 2023, even if, not even counting the TOPCon increase in the amount of silver. 387, they came up with 193. And they said it was 64%. As opposed to 76. And the rest, I guess they were going to call it was thrifting, which is complete bullshit. But hey, it is what it is. But the only way they get up with 64% is they changed this number from 140 and put it down to 118. Every number in the red box was marked down or changed to make the numbers work. This is fraud. So their 64% in actuality, from their real numbers, supposedly the year before, is only 38%. So how does the amount of silver used in solar go from, with the amount of solar installations at 76%, how come the amount they're claiming only rose 35%, 36%, 38% was the actual? Because they're lying, like I said. And now we have this year. This is 2024. This is actually going to hit 600 gigawatts DC, and mainly a TOPCon. Over half is going to be TOPCon. That's the technology that uses about 50% more silver. How are they going to lie this time? Now, the increase in the amount of solar panels installed is not as big as the year before. It's going to be about, right now we're looking at 600, which is a 35% increase. So you take the numbers that if it's the weird thing is, like, because these are cumulative numbers, even if they didn't change history, they should be adding on. So we should not only have the 387 that they did last year, they should add at least 35% plus TOPCon, probably 50%, which gets us to about 387. So 50% more of that. Add 200, 587, about 550. Let's just say 550. They're not even come near that amount because they're lying. And this is the problem. Silver's being misallocated into solar panels, massive amounts. Electric cars, they're literally, all cars are using more silver. All of them, every single one of them, because it's so cheap. More and more silver. Even internal combustion engine cars use more silver because you got all these gadgets. You got backup cameras. You got all that stuff needs more silver. They're using about 150 million ounces, or they used last year. and Metals Focus, they came out with something stupid like 68 million in a news, some kind of article someone was writing. They quoted, we quoted the Silver Institute. It was about 68 million ounces. No, it's 150 at least. At least. So everything is broken in the silver market. Surprise, surprise. And so don't wonder when silver goes crazy and goes from, $35 to $35,000. Don't even question it. Say, we don't know the price of a physical silver. We don't know. We haven't known it since the 1850s when they started suppressing the price. We haven't known it since the Opium Wars. So one day we will have free market in silver. It is not today. So it shouldn't shock you that the price of silver goes from $30 to $300 to $3,000 because we don't know what the price of silver should be because it's rigged and it's suppressed, and it's so important for their game. And now the bankers, and this puts the United States of America, the country I was born and raised in, I bleed red, white, and blue, in such a vulnerable position to anybody who's got a few $1 billion can buy the last ounces of silver, destroy the banking cabal. One of these too big to fail bank goes, and it's over. The game is over. Because it takes out every other financial institution on the planet. No, you will not have a 401k anymore. How will it get worked out after that? I don't know. Now, the problem, it wipes out a lot of the problems of the bad guys. For example, fake trades, phantom shares, all that stuff that happens every day on every stock and every bond. You think those guys settle? They don't. High frequency trading, millions of trades per millisecond. It is so out of control that nobody knows what's going on, and they can't stop it because if they stop any of this, the entire system falls apart. So will Trump get in and continue to rig? Well, he did the first time. But I think this time is much different. I think he'd rather have it that the system just collapses and he gets to put it back together. I think that's what he'd rather have. I think that's why he's putting so much emphasis on cryptos, by the way. If you're a crypto investor, especially Theta, oh my God. So moving on. Anyway, so yeah, buy your physical silver. Go to Miles Franklin. If you don't have a local guy, send him an email, info@milesfranklin.com. Make your last purchases. And currently we're giving away, if you want to join the private road, the really cool Ruta coin. This will end abruptly, and they're going fast. So if you want a coin, make it happen. You can renew it anytime. We'll add a year to your current subscription, or if you want to get a new subscription on the private road at roadrude.com, go check that out. Theta. Everybody, not everybody, but many people saw this screen while watching the Tyson fight on Netflix. They had too many people. The content delivery, network delivery was horrible, and they screwed up, and Theta could have fixed this, supposedly. That would have been really cool. I mean, these big companies have to panic before they actually do something about, for example, Netflix could have fixed this through the Theta network, potentially. Definitely, if Theta Labs or any of Theta partners put a tiny ounce of marketing into their efforts, and they don't. They absolutely don't. I mean, what would happen if Google says, hey, by the way, we're partners with this company called Theta Labs, and we can now download a broadband expansion capability on 3.9 billion Android phones on the planet, Android devices on the planet, which would instantly increase the broadband capacity all around the world, and you wouldn't have shit like this. Ultimately. I'm not sure if it can do that today. The content, it definitely can do some of the smaller tasks, but that expands over time on the mobile phones. Definitely can on the computer, and if you're running a Theta Edge node, bravo to you, because you're helping the system. Anyway, this might have been why Theta and especially Theta Fuel jumped over the past couple days. Right in here, Theta Fuel had a big jump, and you're gonna have to get used to that. That's what Theta Fuel does. It's forgotten until it's not. And then all it takes, I mean, it literally jumped from, the volumes were off the charts, 60 cents to 76 cents, 77 cents, in a blink of an eye. And I do think Theta is really undervalued I think Theta Fuel is really undervalued compared to Theta right now. But it's not a trading game. It should be a game of we sit and we hodl. We hold on for dear life. For dear life. Same with silver. Now is not the time to get fancy. But the other potential reason that the Theta volume was up, I mean, look at volume. Up, this is crazy, 1,654%. Somebody is loading up on T-Fuel right here. Massively loading up. And somebody's trying to suppress it. Now, the two entities that have the most suppression capabilities are Binance, the exchange, who owns massive amounts of T-Fuel and Theta Labs themselves. Why would Theta Labs want to keep the price down? You got me. I don't know. I don't think they really do, but I think definitely when they go out and raise money, they raise money by selling Theta. I don't think they sell T-Fuel, but they might. Well, they do sell it to the AI users, because to use the AI system at Theta, to use those edge nodes, you gotta pay in T-Fuel. So I think Theta can't survive without T-Fuel and vice versa. So anyway, it was exciting to watch it jump, a huge percentage point, because it's been a while, obviously. So last time I remember was back here when Theta Fuel was like, does anybody really need Theta Fuel? Who knows? And it jumped in literally a matter of days from like 8 cents all the way up to 40 cents in a blink of an eye. I think we could see that in a matter of days now too. And then it went all the way up to 60 cents and then crashed back down with the cryptos. But what they've done since then, back then it was just content delivery network. Now it's everything. AI won't survive without something like Theta. And they got all the patents on it. Broadband expansion. Decentralized iCloud. Well, it's not, cloud storage, not iCloud. Cloud storage. And by the way, here's a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, Theta is probably the best coin out there that's not, for some reason, whatever that reason is, not being sold on Coinbase. I think with the introduction of Trump, there is nothing stopping that Theta going to Coinbase. Theta and Theta Fuel going to Coinbase. When that happens, 300 million Americans can buy Theta and Theta Fuel pretty easily. It will be shocking. It will be shocking the amount it moves. But here's the other thing. And this is just a rumor, mind you. Don't believe the rumors yet. Breaking. Rumors are swirling that Trump administration may eliminate capital gains taxes on U.S. registered crypto assets, potentially allowing tax-free gains on... See, it's not on Bitcoin. This is not Bitcoin. It's not Ethereum. It's not the decentralized... I think they will. I think Trump will... on the true cryptocurrencies, I think they're gonna take away capital gains. I think that will happen, but the whole tax structure is going to change anyway with the collapsing of the system. But if it is true that the capital gains issue, they're talking about it for American companies only. So obviously, Bitcoin is not an American company. It's not a company at all. It's a decentralized cryptocurrency. Same with Ethereum. It's not a company. Same with most of the coins in the top 100. So Trump administration plans to reportedly eliminate capital gains tax on crypto. That's not true. It's just they're talking about, because Trump wants America to be the crypto capital of the world. And if you take out capital gains tax, you have all these companies that can spring up. And you got rid of Gary Gensler's gone now, apparently. All these companies can spring up in the United States. It was a massive boom is coming. And yes, I do think we're going to have $100,000 Bitcoin parties by the end of the year, but that's just the beginning. That's kicking it off. Just extremely interesting. But I'm like, okay, with this announcement, if there is an announcement that all crypto companies, not the decentralized stuff, or majorly, but all crypto companies that are based in the U.S., meaning they have a U.S. registration of all their shit, Trump is going to promote the crap out of that, and a great way to do it is make it free for companies to do that without capital gains taxes. So I went on ChatGPT and asked the question, what are the, out of the top 100 cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap, Not counting foundations, like there's a Litecoin foundation. That's got nothing to do with the Litecoin, the decentralized cryptocurrency. I said, what companies are registered in the United States? And it's just a tiny handful. And here's the ranking. Number 1 is USDC, owned by Circle. Ripple, all you Ripple fans are real happy about this. Ripple Labs is a headquartered in the United States. Ripple is a bet on the banks. If the banks are going to be around and want to work with Ripple, I don't get it, but who knows. Solano, they're based out of San Francisco. Chainlink, they're based out of New York. Algo, based out of Boston. Tezos, based out of New York. EOS, not my favorite coin, deep state coin, based out of Blacksburg, Pennsylvania, or Virginia. And then number 8 is THETA. So there's only 8 in the top 100, supposedly, according to AI. And they're based out of San Jose. I mean, how would you like it if all your THETA and all your T-Fuel was non-taxable? No capital gains tax. That's what Trump's saying. And no, the cryptos that have companies attached, and there's a lot of them, most of them are registered outside of the U.S. They'll probably want to come into the U.S. I would probably guarantee it. If there's no capital gains tax at all in the U.S. on crypto companies who are creating the things that we're going to use in the future, we're going to have all kinds of companies changing their registration out of China, out of the Bahamas, into the United States of America by this simple law or rule or tax rule. I don't think with taxation, I don't think you need a law, because there's no law, income tax law. It's just a declaration, by the way. And I think that'll change too. Anyway, I mean, can you imagine? Trump gets in and says, okay, right away, cryptos are non-taxable if you're a U.S. company. Everybody go, oh, XRP. There's 8 of them right now. And one's a stable coin, so that's not going to go up. Solana, that'll go up. Chainlink, Algo, Tezos, EOS, and there it is, THETA. Maybe that's why THETA Fuel had that jump last night. Right up here to 77 cents, 7.3. Or no, 7.7. 7.7 from, early in the day it was down at, it was down here, like 6. And this before that it was breaking 6. I think it broke 5 cents too. Anyway, as I've been screaming since THETA was 5 cents. THETA is a long-term hold for those of you who understand what's going on. And oh, by the way, so can just imagine the quadruple whammy type of thing. We get Trump in, gets sworn in. He makes it to January 20th without too much drama. Goes hog wild with cryptos and says, okay, free markets open up. We want all companies to come to the United States. THETA gets put on Coinbase. Gary Gensler's gone. They get sensible regulation, and it's non-taxable capital gains. How fast would THETA and THETA Fuel rise once it got put on Coinbase, which is the largest U.S.-based crypto exchange? It'll be shocking, I think. $2-3, probably right away for THETA Fuel. For THETA, $25, $30, $40, I don't know. Ultimately, I think THETA is going into the thousands. I think T-Fuel is going into the tens of dollars. And now you can get it for 6.6 cents. It's crazy, I know. But we've seen it before, and we'll see it again. Anyway, so that's what I got for you. Again, we're currently giving away, go to roadrule.com, click on subscribe today. The coolest coin ever made. Both times. The front side and the back side on the same coin. So it's one coin. No, it's not 2 coins. It's one coin with the front side of my 2 coins on the same coin. We're calling it the victory coin. Anyway, go check it out. roadtoroot.com. This is Bix Weir. I'll talk to you later.